Today's a kind of tutorial really with, I think, a touch of awkwardness.
Warning.
What to do when clients ask you difficult questions. I'm going to run this with the help of a client about to arrive who by his own admission has some self-awareness issues, some problems with his appearance. Now, I work mainly in the field of documentary photography where I'm reacting more than actually directing, but I think at some stage every photographer will face the questions you're about to hear. And rather than grimace or get angry with your client, there may be a better way to guide your replies rather than simply saying no and making for an awkward relationship during the actual shoot. Oh, and can I just say, this is the way I would deal with the questions. I'd welcome any other ideas below in the comments. And while I'm about it, if you haven't yet subscribed, now's a good chance for me to gently hint. Buckle up, and let's see how this one goes.
Good morning, human. Elevator level 7.
Oh, hi.
I am Derek.
Hi, I'm Neil. Come in, please.
Before we start, I have some questions.
Anything you like, shoot.
Be very careful what you wish for. I want to see the pictures as we go along.
First bit of advice, avoid showing pictures as you go along like the plague. You'll introduce the possibility of self-awareness issues. Human nature kicks in and they'll dislike every angle or at least want to better it. Reshooting stuff continually and not being allowed to enjoy a flow to the shoot will ruin the moment. It's why I don't really enjoy shoots where style direction is being given over my shoulder. It slows things right down and can completely sap your creative juices. If you're shooting portraits, engaging client chat rather than constantly sharing what's on the back of the screen, you'll get more done and you'll enjoy it far more.
What can you do about my double turret?
I think with anybody self-conscious about weight, image and so on, this will be one of the first questions you face. There's some physical stuff you can do, such as ask a client to push their head forward a touch and then slightly pitch it down. They'll avoid stretching necks. You can create a shadow with a nice high key light. That'll darken the area under the chin. Shooting from a closer range can thin a double chin. This might be a good idea to give the triflector a mention as well. This bit of kit can flatter your subject. It's got the effect of smoothing the skin and popping the eyes.
Thank you.
I'm digressing a touch there, and frankly, I'm not sure what that would do for Derek.
I have an issue with spots. What can you do about my spots?
So not everyone can afford or even wants to take a makeup artist to a simple, humble photo shoot. Retouching with Photoshop or Lightroom can be your friend here, though do it subtly. There are a lot of third-party plugins that frankly plasticize the skin. You're a human, or at least most people who attend shoots are human, not an android. Skin has texture, and if you completely plasticize that texture, your images will look fake and perhaps even soft. You'll end up looking like a gaming character. So gentle retouching. One bit of advice I was given early on was to retouch one picture with care, present that to the client in a post-meet or online proofing session, with the suggestion that other pictures from the collection can be retouched in similar fashion. Don't retouch 100 shots if they're only looking to purchase, say, 5. Also, create your changes in layers so you can choose opacity levels to smooth the transition from bags under the eyes to being present but not overbearing. The natural look.
My best side is straight on. Do not take any profile shots.
Because we see ourselves in mirrors straight on, we tend to choose and like pictures of ourselves where our features are reversed like we see ourselves when we brush our teeth in the mirror. The more familiar we are with something, the more we like it. We don't see side profile images of ourselves very often, and when we do, it's a mini shock to the system. For some, not all. I don't bully a client into a profile shot. I accept that this is probably not going to be a seller.
This shoot will be good for your profile. I have lots of Facebook followers. Expect your profile to improve. For that, I would like some discount.
Seriously? Do people really pull that line? Yes, they do. And it's not just social media followers that some clients try to shoehorn in for a discount. Shooting weddings, I've worked with a few clients who've businesses that require commercial photography time to time. The old line, do this one for a discount and I'll get you a pile of work through my company, has been used more than once or twice in my career. I always say, tell you what, first time you hire me for a commercial job, I'll do that deal, and who knows, more still if the workflow's like champagne from an F1 podium first. Find your own analogy and smile as you say it. It's very, very disarming.
Can you make everything black and white except for my eye?
Fads come and go. The Insta Yellow today will be a different shade or nuance of something else next year. Avoid stuff that dates a photo. I bought the famous IKEA spot color pic of a yellow taxi in an otherwise black and white New York scene many, many years ago. At the time, I quite liked that picture, but it's dated now stylistically. Of course, fashion comes back round again, I know, but I'm not sure that spot colour does or will. Make great monochrome pictures or good brassy colour ones, things that don't date. Pictures that will be relevant in years to come that aren't good because they have some kind of trick editing today. Celebrate authenticity and be real.
I would like the raw files as my friend can edit them in Photoshop.
So here's a way to think about handing across those raws. It's a bit like asking an artist to hand over a painting before the last stroke of paint has been applied. And whilst for some, it could be an interesting concept to let those raws go so you can effectively shoot and burn, I'd say this is a no-no. Raw files do not make a final product. They are the digital negs. You need to burn and color correct and dodge and all those other magical things you do. A friend who works with Photoshop is not a good thing for you. They're working with your files and doing stuff to them that you just don't know, color, etc. Politely refuse that for the reasons I've suggested. You wouldn't send a meal out in a restaurant with the veg uncooked and meat still walking across a plate. It's the same kind of concept here.
Make me thinner.
Okay, so this is one you'll hear a lot if you're working with a subject who's self-conscious about looking overweight. You can change your camera angle. Make that picture from high up to look down, adding length, which will make your subject look elongated.
I have a limited budget. Let's talk money now so we can strike a deal.
Never a good idea to talk money during a shoot. Better to be honest up front about the sort of products you have to sell. Give them a figure that other clients tend to spend or have a starting price. I know some folks still use that word investment, but it's getting a little tired, and unlike Fabergé eggs, not many personal portraits will make an appearance on the Antiques Roadshow to find out they're worth £1 million in years to come. I do remember a phrase I heard from a photographer many years ago who talked about having a low entry point product that all clients could afford. From there, as they left the shoot, he promised the pictures would be ready by say Friday, after which his job was to amaze them, their job was to resist. He said it with a proper glint in his eye, and we all know that resistance is futile. Hey, Derek? 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 Derek?
What a waste of time. If I'd have wanted to take part in a tutorial, I would have gone to someone who is good at it, like Peter McKinnon.
Hello, Neil James.
Hello, it's Derek. I think I may have dropped something as I was leaving 10 minutes ago. It is silver with an oddly shaped rubber section. I want it back. Please.